Greetings, comrades. What's up? Welcome to another video. Today, I'm going to be explaining how I developed my interest and love for studying World War II. So, it all started when I was 3 years old, 3 or 4 years old, actually. I was very young, and I was just watching TV and stuff like that. And I saw my dad put on a documentary, and it was World War II in color, one of my favorite World War II documentaries. And I remember the first scene I saw was it was a German Henkel bomber. It was attacking Poland. And I remember my dad looked over to me and said, "That's your homeland." And at first, because I wasn't fully aware I was I think I knew I was adopted, but I forgot. And basically, I was like, "Wait, what? America was bombed?" And he was like, "No, Poland was bombed because something interesting. I'm adopted from Poland." Yeah, for some of you that don't know, so yeah, I'm from Poland. I'll explain more of that in another video. But either way, back on topic. Yeah, he said that was my homeland. I was like, oh. And ever since then, I decided that I wanted to study World War II. I like the planes and stuff like that. That's what I first got into. So, my passion had just started. Then I started reading some basic books on planes, and I started looking up a couple planes. And I think sorry, the ticks are bad today. Or, not bad, but are kind of rough. So then, I think I said in my model kit vlog, I had, the World War II planes hanging in my room already. So that just sparked more of an interest. That sparked more of an interest in me. I was like, whoop. Sorry about that. I was like, crap. I want to learn more about those. And so I did. I started, looking up some stuff online. I started getting some books. And when I first started, I just wanted to know the names of the planes. I wasn't interested in armament and like types of engine they used until later. Well, and I believe my first World War II plane I learned about was it was either the Japanese A6M0 or it was the D4Y Judy. I believe, because I remember one of my first World War II movies I watched was Tor Tor Tor. It's a classic World War II movie, trust me. You guys would enjoy it. You should be sure to watch it if you haven't seen the movie already. But that also sparked my interest in World War II. Is I watched that movie and I thought, wow, like this is super cool. The way they did the planes and all that. And ever since that, in that documentary I saw on all the planes that were hanging in my room, I wanted to study the planes. I wanted to know what they were and in which countries they were made by. And so I did. I started learning what certain planes were, who they fought for, and all the good stuff. Then later on, I was taken to an air museum. I believe it's called the Wright-Patterson Air Force Museum up in Dayton, Ohio, and that had so many World War II planes in it. And I just was like it was paradise for me at the time. It still is, but I wanted to look at all the planes. I wanted to climb inside and sit in them, but they wouldn't let you. They sealed all the entry hatches on the B-29 that's there, and they sealed the canopies for the fighters. So I didn't get to do that, but I still got to see the planes. And also, what else is I also went to the Smithsonian Museum when I was very young. The Smithsonian National Air and Space Museum when I was about 8 years old. 8 years old, not. And I went there and I have some pictures. I remember I took a picture in front of a Japanese Zero fighter. I believe there was a German Messerschmitt Bf 109, and I started to love the planes even more because I really I was seeing them in person. I was seeing like P-51s, um, SB-2C Helldiver bombers, and yeah, and sorry. So I basically developed from there after seeing all those planes and stuff like that. I developed from there wanting to know like, okay, now what is their equipment? And in fifth to sixth grade, I started reading about like what weapons they carried, what armament they used, and I remember looking at the I think it was the Russian MiG-3, and I just like read the entire paragraph that was in the book. And I can still recall some of the information I read in that book. I won't right now. I'll go over that in a Technical Thursday vlog, the McCoyan. So then I I did that then, and I still do it now. I started studying variants. I started studying um like what weapons they carried and the cool stuff like that. Now, I then like in 7 to 8th grade, I realized, okay, I gotta learn more than just planes. I gotta learn battles. And that's when I started really sorry. I started really watching documentaries and really reading books up on World War II battles, and eventually got into tanks. And I read like what strategic tactics they used, and I found that super cool as well. One of my favorite battles is the Battle of Kursk because it was so big with thousands of tanks, hundreds of aircraft. It was a turning point on the Eastern Front, where the Russians and Germans brutally slaughtered each other. But I'll talk about Kursk probably in another video, since this is just how I developed my passion. And then another thing that really built my passion is at a history competition. There's a great friend I met who has the love of World War II that I do, and you'll get to meet them in a future video because none of my other friends really had that interest when I was young. Only like one or two, but not like me. And then once I got to high school, I found a few other people that actually were more into the history stuff. And that really made me happy. I was like, "Oh, I got a history squad now." So that helped me that helped me want to read more, and also so I could share, my knowledge with others. Another thing that has helped me with my love of World War II is I want to teach others about it in the future because the generation is dying out, unfortunately. It's very sad. The World War II veterans, and they're not teaching World War II as much anymore, and it's kind of disappointing because it's very important, and all they're saying is like, oh, it happened, and like basic details, and it's not. It's like, really? Come on, you gotta make people aware of it because it was the biggest conflict in human history. You gotta make people aware of like how basically the Allied forces of the war saved the entire world. Because I tell you, if we hadn't defeated the Nazis, they probably would have tried to attack the U.S. I know that for sure. And Japan definitely had something up their sleeves. Both Japan and Germany had stuff up their sleeves. If America lost World War II, they had plans to invade and bomb and all that crazy stuff. All the craziness. So yeah, that's how I got into World War II. I had seen it on a documentary when I was young. I love the planes because I love aviation. I love airplanes, and I want to fly airplanes when I get older. And then I went to some museums, and now I've met some great friends who know about it. And that's pretty much it. That's pretty much it, and I think it's super cool. So, yeah, that's all for this video. Hope you all enjoyed. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. See ya, comrades.